Hello, it's me again. Yes, this is my part 2 video. I literally just was done filming part 1. And yeah, I want to guys tell you some more weird things I have done when I had my eating disorder. Because I don't have an eating disorder anymore. And this is just telling you to let you know. I'm not saying this is right or wrong. I'm just saying it as it is. And, you know, maybe people could relate. This one is not an anorexic habit, it's more of a binging habit. What I did, it was weird and sad. I would cook foods like pies, I would cook brownies. These are actually really things that I did. Pizza, cookies, a lot of things. I would cook and I would binge on them. And I binged out on foods that made me feel terrible and gain weight very fast. I would look pregnant. And I was really skinny, so I would look pregnant with like a food baby basically after my binges, and it was so bad, so bad, so bad. But one of the crazy things I did, I remember when I binged, was first of all I cooked the foods and then I binged on them. That was weird itself. But I remember we had this, like, I would bring food to my room and just like literally, it was so bad. One of the things I did was there was like a chocolate cake. We had cakes pretty often because like my dad really loves cakes, and there was cakes in the fridge, and I was like, oh my gosh, I don't remember even how. I think I got the whole container of cake and ran to my room to just gorge on it, or maybe that, or it was like 1 or 2 slices left and I got the container with the 1 slice in it. And I ran up the room and I put it, like, I had a similar drawer to this because this was a different house. I had a very similar drawer to the one right here, and I put the cake on top of it. I stood there like in front of my door, just like here, sort of. And I was just like eating, and then I felt like crying. And then I also had food in my drawer like this. It was like candy, cookies, it was a lot of like sweets, and I would bring stuff there. Especially like I remember these huge Snickers, and I would bring them and just, I probably ate like, I don't know, 5 Snickers, Kit Kats. I mean, it was really good and everything, but the way I felt, like it was too much food inside of me, and I was like, no. And it was so bad. And then I remember I was like, I wanted to purge it, and I was like, but I never purged, by the way. I just always wanted to, but it just never just worked out. I'm happy it didn't, because it could have led to a whole other eating disorder, which I did not want to deal with. So yeah, that I would rather like restrict and starve than binge and purge, because I hate binging in the first place anyways. So yeah, I did that, but trust me, like that's not how you recover from anorexia, and I will make a video actually about that, so stay tuned. I myself recovered, and I do have some tips and things to do and how to correctly recover and not just binge like that and feel terrible and then gain a bunch of weight in an unhealthy way, in a very fast way, and just in a wrong way. So stay tuned for that. So that was number 1. And number 2 was I was lying about the amount I ate. So like if my parents would ask me, I would say like, oh yeah, I had this, and this, but I actually only had like this and this. I know that's a terrible example, but for example, let me have a real one. If I would say, oh yeah, I ate like 2 slices of bread and a salad, I probably only ate the salad with no dressing. So like it wasn't completely a lie, but it was, and it wasn't like really a lie. It was just kind of like I didn't want them to worry, I didn't want them to bother me. So it was more like that. It wasn't like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna lie to my parents because like ha ha ha. No, it wasn't like that. It was more for it was a mental weird reason. Like it was weird. The other weird thing is number 3 I did was I would kind of force feed other people while I was starving. So I would cook a lot, I would bring food to like my sister, my brother. I would kind of like in huge portions, like huge, and just watch them eat, but I would obviously not. So that was really weird. That was just strange and crazy thing to do, but it was a weird thing that I did. And like I always say, it's a lot of things that a lot of people with eating disorders do, and it's I can't say like I want to say like, oh yes, it's a normal thing. No, it's not a normal thing, but it is sort of a thing for people with eating disorders. So for them, it is something they do. Yes, it's not normal for like other people, but for just people with eating disorders, it may be normal. I guess you could say that. No? Okay. So yeah, the fourth one is I hid food. Yes, I was hiding food. If you remember from the first part, I said that I would eat upstairs. So part of the reason was so I could throw away a lot of the food, and obviously I wouldn't just throw it in the trash can because it would smell. So I would get another bag, put the food in there, and then throw that in the trash can, cover it with napkins so you can't really see it or smell it. That was weird. And I also hid food, and I wasn't really hiding food, it was kind of like pretending to have eaten something but I didn't, kind of thing. And what I did was that, for example, like if like I said earlier, if I said I had a salad and bread for lunch, what I would do is I would still get a very small piece of bread and just crumble it on a napkin or on a plate so it would seem like I had something there, but I didn't. And I also did that with a salad dressing. So I would cut like half of an apple cabbage, which has like no calories. Well, it does have calories, but like 5 calories, but that's not a lot. And I would cut the Napa cabbage, put it in a plate, fluff it up to make it look like there's a lot. And I would get like mayo and just get like a tiny bit of mayo, light, not even like the regular. And I would smudge it on the sides of I would also get water and smudge it to make it seem like there was, you know, a lot of mayo or dressing in it, even though there was like nothing in there. Like the plate had more dressing than the whole salad. But anyways, I would do that as well. So that was pretty weird to do, and it was wrong to do that too, because I was tricking myself basically, to be honest. The fifth thing is also very weird, and I don't know if anybody else does this. I don't know if anybody can relate to this, but I did this and I just wanted to share it with y'all. So when I would wake up, I would often grab my arm to see how thin I was, sort of, to make sure I didn't gain weight, sort of, because when I grabbed my arm, my hand could go all the way around and my fingers would touch. Obviously, I can't do that now, but that's because I'm normal right now. But anyways, so I would grab my arm and my fingers would touch, and that way I knew I'm in the right weight, I'm good, I'm sort of like a check for myself, like check, this is done, like correct. So basically my hand was probably like this, my arm actually was probably this small when I would grab it around, because I could fully grab it around, and there was actually some space left too. So yeah, that was insane, and that I did that. So this last one, number 6, it sounds weird, probably the weirdest one. And what I would do is I was banned from exercising when I was really skinny, because obviously my parents didn't want me to lose more weight, as I did. But since I was like, oh, okay, I can't go on the treadmill, then I'll go outside and walk there. And my parents never let me walk far away. Actually, they didn't let me walk past the backyard. So what I did was, we had a fence in the front yard and the backyard, so it was like a house and a fence around it, and I would walk around in circles for hours, typically 1 hour, but sometimes more. And what I would do, actually I remembered now, I didn't remember like what was I doing for 1-2 hours walking around. I would get a book like this and I would start reading and just walking around in circles and circles, and I would read a lot. So I walked a lot as well. When you have eating disorder, you know how everything is like calories, calories, calories. I burned probably calories. I need to burn more calories. I need to eat less calories. It's like the whole thing is always in your mind. So yeah, that's what I did. We had neighbors, and imagine them just looking outside and, oh, there's the neighbor walking in circles again. How lovely. I probably looked crazy, but like I said, a lot of things I did and I didn't even think about. I didn't even care what people thought. I was like, whatever, I'm skinny, that's all that matters. Literally, that's all I thought about. So yeah, if you could relate to this video, comment down below. I would love to hear from y'all. And comment down below if you have any suggestions for videos you want to see or anything like that. Maybe something about binging or anorexia, or how to recover, because I have recovered. I'm still planning to do these videos anyways in the future, so please stay tuned, subscribe if you want to see more, and just put a big thumbs up, and see you next video.